Hey, what's up guys? Coach Joe, lead trainer of the Grindhouse Training Systems and the founder of That Strength here. Just woke up, got my bed head going on, literally rolled out of bed, sat in the chair to give you this video. And this video is something I never thought I'd really put out there. It's going to be me being pretty honest with you guys and telling you a little bit about myself, which I don't normally do too much of, but I think it's necessary because I'm trying to grow awareness to an issue. This is an issue that affected me for years. It's affected my family, it's affected my friends, and it's affected probably you. So if I can help out at least one person just from watching this video, then that's a double thumbs up for me. It'll make me feel a lot better. And I'm getting it off my chest too, because I think a big part of my journey is expressing things that are going on inside to get them out there so I feel a little bit better. So what I'm going to talk about is depression. Oof. Depression. Literally broken down as deep rest. Now I'm talking about depression where you don't want to go through your day. You know, you hate yourself. Everybody around you, you don't want to be near them, where you're constantly upset. You don't feel like life is worth living. It's hard for you to function. Right? And when you're depressed, you don't even think clearly. And I want to tell you guys that I was that guy. I was depressed from early in my teens all the way through high school until maybe a couple years ago. And I don't know if you guys know me, but the last maybe 2 years I've really changed around completely. And looking back, it's like, whoa, that was me? That's what I was like? That's crazy. But guess what? It was. And I want to tell you guys about my story. So when I was depressed, it was horrible. And the reasons I was mainly depressed is I lacked self-confidence. And you'd be like, man, look at him now. Well, why do you think I'm like that? It's because I went from not being like that, and I was tired of living that kind of life. So I didn't have self-confidence. I had a lot of family problems. I had problems with myself or people in my family. And on top of that, I was bullied too. So I have no tolerance for bullying whatsoever. But one thing I would do is put on this face or this front, right? And people would never know that I was going through all these problems. And that's what I think people who are depressed do a lot of the times, is they put up this front, right? But behind the mask, there was all sorts of chaos going on inside of my mind and my body, and it messed me up. It messed with my academics. It messed with me as an athlete, right? I remember having, when at the peak of everything, this is actually the turning point is I had to sit down with all my football coaches, and none of the people on the football team actually know about this. Maybe one of my best friends probably does, but I had to sit down with the football coaching staff and my parents and figure out what was going wrong with me, because I was playing like crap. I was supposed to be this great player, all these expectations, there was all this pressure on me, and I wasn't performing, right? So I pretty much actually broke down in front of my football coaches, and I was crying and telling them I was depressed. You know, I hit that peak where I couldn't take it anymore, and I couldn't handle all the pressure, and I couldn't handle my life at the time. And that was a big moment for me, because then what happened is I ended up going and seeing a doctor. So during my high school year, my senior year is supposed to be the happiest year of your life. Pretty much I'm in the doctor's office once a week, maybe twice a week, or even doing online conference calls to pretty much help myself. Then that led to me getting medicated. So I got medicated for depression. I think I was on Celexa at the time. And at first it was cool because I wasn't depressed. But the problem is it sent me in this zombie-like state where like nothing bothered me. Where people literally, you could throw a ham sandwich at my face and I'd just be like, that's cool, it's alright, it doesn't bother me, it's a ham sandwich. But no, I didn't feel alive. I didn't feel like a human being on this medicine. And I'm saying this because this is my experience. Other people out there probably need medication. There are people who do need that sort of help. But for me, it didn't work. For me, the medication, I didn't like the way I felt. To me, it was kind of just like putting off the issue that was really there and covering it up with a blanket. Okay? Like I said, my experience. Now, things just kept leading out of control and spiraling downhill with all sorts of problems. And this is where the title of the video comes into play. You wouldn't think it, right, based on seeing me or knowing me, but I tried to commit suicide twice. I tried to kill myself 2 times because I couldn't deal with it anymore. I couldn't deal with everything going on. And thank God and a million other things that I didn't succeed in it, because I wouldn't be here to talk to you guys or be who I am today. And that's why I think a lot of things happen for a reason. Because easily I could have died, or I should have died, and I didn't. But anyway, to continue this video, I just want to address this, that this is a real issue. Depression is a real thing, and it happens to people that you wouldn't even expect it to happen to. It happened to me. It's happened to my friends, my family, people that I know. And the thing is if you hear about somebody who's going to kill themselves or how depressed they are, most of the time we judge people, or we act like we don't have our own problems, or we act like our family doesn't have problems. And then all it does is make that person seem kind of like the victim of depression, or that they had all these issues going on, blah, blah, blah. Well, no. So looking back on it, what I can say is that you don't know what people go through. You don't know what other people's situations are like. You don't know their mental mindset and how they feel. And now, if I ever heard somebody say that they want to kill themselves, and I was in their position, maybe I would do the same thing. Because if you were in my position, maybe you would have wanted to do the same thing. Doesn't matter how bad you want to compare it to anything, because everybody's situations are different. We all have stresses, whether we're kids or adults. It's just different. But I'm here to bring awareness to this whole thing, because I don't want to live in a life where there's chronic depression with people. And I know we got all this technology around. I think that's also another culprit, is that we've become so unsocialized to each other. We don't know how to act or play or communicate anymore. And now it's just staring at a screen, and we're comparing ourselves to jacked people or beautiful looking girls all the time who with makeup and Photoshop, and we're just sucked into that whole thing, and it's not real. Real is real life. Real is engaging with people, going out and having experiences, not being on your phone all the time, interacting, creating those pictures, creating those images, those memories of things you want to look back on and smile about, not being depressed. So, what saved me is, first off, working out. Like when I would go in there and I would get a pump on, right? Or maybe I would go and play sports. It was that way to just release everything. It was a way for me to just feel myself, or I felt good about it, right? And that's why fitness is such a big thing for me. It's not really about the working out so much as it's what it's doing for the mind and the body. That's why I use fitness. When really I just love to motivate people, and I love people to feel their best and their strongest versions. But fitness is a way for me to do that. Another big thing is my friends, my family, and the support system I had. I had people who I didn't know even cared about me reaching out to me. People in my family who told me that they loved me, who I've never even heard that they loved me. Or people who made me shake their hand and just commit to that I would never do that kind of thing, or I would never end my life. So if you know somebody who may be suffering from this type of thing, tell them you love them. Be there for them, support them, and listen. I think one of the biggest things people don't do is listen enough. You have to listen to other people. If you're just trying to talk and shove information down people's throat, it's really not going to help the problem. They're just going to go back in within themselves. They're going to be quiet, and then their brain's going to start working again and telling them all the negative things that they've been hearing for the longest time, which has created them to be depressed. So just listen. Just take time to listen and understand where that person's coming from. And don't judge them, because nobody wants to be judged. Nobody. Judging someone is never the right thing to do. I also started meditating. Meditation saved my life. You can watch videos on my YouTube channel about meditation and how it's changed my life for the better. So I suggest you guys all do some sort of meditation. And meditation doesn't have to be the type thing that you think it is, and that's what it is for me actually. But meditation is also working out, being active, doing things that I love. Going outside and just being with myself and smiling is meditative. So implement more of that stuff into your life. And the last thing that I think saved me, that a lot of people don't realize, is me. It came down to me. It came down to me to want to make the decisions to get help. If it came down to me to want to start exercising daily, it came down to me to want to get off of my medication so I could feel normal and then combat the problem as a regular, unmedicinized person. So it comes down to you. If you're feeling depressed and you have anxiety, you need to take the action to feel better. You need to find the things that make you happy. You need to confront the problem. You need to tell your mind that you are in control. That you are no longer owned by these negative thoughts. It comes down to you. And yes, there will be people there to support you. Absolutely. And if you don't have people that support you, I will support you. You can message me. You can call me. You can email me. You can come over. We'll sit down. We'll have a cup of coffee. And we'll talk about what's going on. And I'll just listen and try to help you out the best that I can, because I don't want people to go through what I went through. And there are people out there who have it way worse than I do, or maybe are so much more severely depressed than I am. And that's what breaks my heart. That's why I'm making this video, is for those people. And I understand this video is 11 minutes long, but if you took 11 minutes to listen to what I had to say, maybe it brought some awareness into what's going on or where I come from, I really appreciate it. I really do. It means a lot, because it took a lot for me to actually put this on Facebook to 2,000 people and tell them that I killed myself, or wanted to kill myself, 2 times. So just respect that. Like I said, I don't want to cause any controversy here on this, but it's just a serious video. The last thing I'm going to close with is that you matter. You're an amazing person. You're beautiful. You were put on this planet for a reason. We're all here to be part of something bigger. We have something that we can contribute to this world in a beautiful way. And you are in control. Do not let those negative thoughts or things in your past affect you to put you down into that deep rest state of mind where you can't flourish and be that beautiful person and that beautiful being. You matter. You really do. And I need you to understand that. And I don't want you to compare yourself to others, to me, to the way that things should be, because this is life. This is a unique journey for you. It has nothing to do with, just completely doing what everybody else is doing. This is your journey, your life. You get one shot at it, so you need to live it on your terms, what makes you happy, and live it to the fullest, and not be depressed. That's about it. I hope you guys are more aware of depression, and if you guys are depressed, I'm always here to talk about it or help you guys out, teach you guys how to meditate, or just become your strongest version. So peace, much love to all of you, and have a great